Okay, thought I'd show you in a video what we envision and what we plan on how we see the one-piece flow working for our harvesting, and then also for how we're going to be using the barcodes. So imagine, if you will, someone's out there harvesting in a hoop house. They've got a gray bussing tote. They fill it up. They walk into here. Now this is going to be our new production building that will basically, they'll come in and they'll weigh it on a scale here, and then I'll show you the rest. Okay, so this is our old production washing area, really. And so they would walk in from right back over here. They would come in here. So let's just say they come in, they weigh it right here, and then what we envision is we'll have a smaller bubbler, and they'll dump the greens inside there. It'll be full of water. It's a jacuzzi for greens and stuff like that. So it goes in there for a while, and then we scoop it out of there and we put it in here into the spinner, and the spinner then has the holes in it, and it gets most of the water off. And then it comes over here onto the drying rack. We're envisioning setting up the drying rack a little bit different to do more of a one-piece flow, so it'll be a smaller version of it. We're talking about doing a dryer maybe, but anyways, the greens come here right away and they dry for 5 minutes or so. And so what I envisioned then from there is they come from here, and if you could picture right here a station that is basically a packing station. And so they dump, so there would be a small table here with a clear tote, and they would dump the dried greens into this tote right here. Somebody would be right here and they would be packaging it. And we have Ziploc top plastic bags, and then they would be putting them into the boxes right here, and this fits 12 in a case. So once they're done with this, filling this box up with 12, they would close this box up, and then on the wall would be this right here, and they would use the barcode reader with the computer attached to it, and they would scan one of these, whatever product that they're doing. And what would end up happening is the printer would print out just a simple couple of box labels just like this, and you can see down there that it would have barcodes on it. So this would be split in half. You tear it off, you put one on the front of the box here on this end, and then you flip the box around and you put the other one on the other end. So that way, either way that the box goes into the walk-in cooler, either here or with the customer, the label would be sitting out. And as soon as the label is on there, they would open up Tend, and they would go in with the barcode reader, and they would scan that right there, and that would tell the inventory process that there are 12 cases of, in this case, the 10-ounce baby arugula that are in inventory. And so they would scan that, and then they would take it over into our walk-in cooler, which for the production building, the new production building, it'll be right next door to it. So it's a nice simple walk for them to go in there. So that's how we envision the barcoding being used to do inventory. Now, the other end of it would be the next day, we print out packing lists for our deliveries. So here's a packing list that would get printed out, and as you can see, there's a barcode on it. Well, you would scan that, and with a phone app, scan that, and the packing list would come up. So it would have this one, plus they would have it on the line. And they would come in here, and the boxes would all be in here. So we'd be eliminating all of this batch work and all of this just sitting here. It'll only be finished product in boxes right here. And so now they could come up, and remember that label, that box label that we had, they would come up and they would scan that box label, and they would take it out to the truck, and they would continue taking the order and putting it out in this delivery truck and scanning the boxes, and that would tell the software that all these items right here are getting put onto the truck. Now, as soon as they're done loading up the entire truck, they can scan that again, and the software will say, okay, let's check it out. Yep, everything that you have on this packing list has been loaded, so you're good to go. So now you can press a button and we'll print out an invoice. And so then it prints out an invoice on the printer that would be in here. And the person that just loaded can come over here, grab that invoice. It would look almost exactly like this, except it would say invoice on it. And we would be able to take that into the truck. And then when we make the deliveries, we drop this off, and they could scan this, and it would tell them everything that they ordered is on the truck as they get it off. And so that's kind of a reverse check off. And then they put that in, and then they scan this again, and it says, yep, you've delivered everything to the customer. You can now drop the invoice off to the customer. So that's how I envision using the barcodes and software.